The boost button, when you press it, it has very small, minor targeting potential. You can select an audience that is like, maybe an age demographic, a location, and maybe a couple of interests. They have improved along the way, but nothing like you can really do. The testing, the optimization, the conversion side of it, and all the different possibilities that I'm gonna, guys, help you become professional at. Hey guys, so before we dive deep into the Facebook advertising world on the Business Manager, I want to clarify a common error that all advertisers have been doing for years and years on Facebook advertising. I keep hearing over and over seminars to thousands of people that people have tried Facebook ads. It didn't work for me. It doesn't work. My client is not there. Actually, there's actual numbers about this. 93% of people that have spent $1 or $2 on Facebook ads have actually said that they didn't work for them, that Facebook advertising was a complete failure to them. Imagine that. Only 7% claim to be successful on it. You know what is the common denominator on all these guys? They were pressing that button that says the boost button on the right-hand corner of any post. That boost button is the reason why people think that they're advertising, but they really are not. What that does is actually it gives you a tool, and Facebook most of all, it gives them a tool to generate some revenue for them. They can make some money from you, but it gives you also a tool to reach more people. Now, that is nothing compared to the power of the Business Manager. Imagine that. So if you got 93% of the people using Facebook and saying that it didn't actually work, when actually most people are not even using it, it tells you how big the opportunity is to really maximize this area. Only 7% of us or less are actually using the Business Manager correctly. So I'm gonna give you guys a tool for you to set it up correctly and start using it correctly, because the reality is that the world of Facebook advertising is quite different. You can do Facebook ads or you can do Facebook ads. There's two very different things. When you do Facebook ads, you can really kill it. You can build a brand. You can accomplish great things. You can find your audience. You can test all kinds of different strategies, generate sales, generate leads, build your brand, do all the different objectives that we're going to be diving deep into. It's like you get presented with two things. You have this bulky Volkswagen from like the 1960s that is like barely able to run at 5 miles an hour, or they give you the keys to this Ferrari, and they tell you, what? You can choose either of them. Go ahead and choose either of them. I give you the choice. Here are both keys. These vehicles are yours, but you got to choose one of them only. They're for free, but you can't use them both at the same time. And guess what? Most people have been using that bulky. In Puerto Rico, they call it a bulky. It's a Volkswagen. I don't know if you guys remember those Beetles from the 60s and the 70s and the 80s that were like small little cars. People have been using that in the Facebook advertising world. That is what we call the boost button. The boost button, when you press it, it has very small, minor targeting potential. You can select an audience that is like, maybe an age demographic, a location, and maybe a couple of interests. They have improved along the way, but nothing like you can really do. The testing, the optimization, the conversion side of it, and all the different possibilities that I'm gonna, guys, help you become professional at. So I want you now to have a fixed decision about this. Whenever you see that blue button on your publications on your Facebook page, pretend that it doesn't exist, because it's not going to help you accomplish the results that you can accomplish through the Business Manager. The results are dramatically different. And after doing survey after survey to people out there, go ahead and try it yourself. When somebody tells you Facebook ads didn't work for me, ask them, did you use the Business Manager on Facebook or did you press the boost button? You're gonna find out 100% of the time what the answer to that question is, without exception. So if you guys run into that in the future, or if you yourself have done that, realize that you were actually driving a Volkswagen that was barely able to function, when you had in your power a Ferrari that you can actually control and handle and create incredible things and drive at speeds that nobody else is driving. Saying that Facebook ads doesn't work, it's like saying that learning about something or swimming is not an exercise. It's the same thing. Why? Because Facebook controls attention. They have people using it. Facebook is equal to lots and lots of eyeballs, billions of people actively using it. So the question is not Facebook works or doesn't work. The Facebook is, do you work? Do you know how to use it? Are you effective enough to know what is the knowledge that you need to incorporate to be successful? It's not about Facebook. It's about you and the actions that you take in the platform. Go ahead and get ready to drive that Ferrari, because I'm going to take you guys into a wild ride on it so you guys can become masters and drive at speeds that you never even dreamed about. So make sure you have that clear. No more boost button.